Well, hello! I'd like to welcome you to my review of the Geha pen. This is my second video of the week that I am calling Geha Week here at the Wasky Squirrel Pen channel. And stop staring at it. It's a burn, okay? I burned my lip and I don't want to talk about it. So let's dive into the review so I don't have to. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And do you have any memories of Geha? Especially those of you who are German may have some memories. Apparently Geha was big in the student market. I'd love to hear what you have. So let us know down in the comments. Now let's take a look at an interesting pen. So Geha was actually started in 1918 by two brothers, Heinrich and Conrad Hartman. Do you hear a ha in there? Hartman, the H-A in Hartman. So where's the Ge come from? Gebrüder Hartman, ja. Gebrüder, brothers. Hear that? So I'm guessing, and I don't know this for sure, it's just the only thing that makes sense. So Gebrüder Hartman. So Geha. They actually began their company as an office supply company. And to this day, and I think you'll find them in my link. Yes, I've got two links. They do still sell office supplies, but they're out of the fountain pen market now. In 1950, they decided to enter the fountain pen market. So we'll talk about that here in just a second, but we want to take a closer look at this Geha Boy, which is probably from the 1950s. So I like this little bit of green here. It's just kind of playful. Not much on the pen as far as branding. The only thing I really saw is right here on the cap, Geha Boy. Nothing on the clip. Finials, nothing there, other than kind of cool green. Unscrew it. We have a piston filler, ladies and gentlemen. Oops. Very wants to move piston. There we go. The nib. Geha nib. What? Is this an on-off switch? No. What Geha has, and this was kind of their gimmick. Whoops, I just kicked camera A. So hopefully that's not all messed up now. Geha had a little gimmick where they had what they called a reserve tank. So when the pen ran dry, you hit the switch, and you've got enough ink stored somewhere in the pen that releases so you can write some more. Now let's screw down the piston again. Oh, see, it pushes the switch out. Pull the piston back up. Now look here in the ink window. See what happens when I push the button. So apparently that releases a valve, and then down in here there's some extra ink stored. It's a gimmick. I've had people, when I've shown this pen before, say, oh, that saved me a time or two. Okay. I always just like to know how much ink is in the pen. That's how I judge it. But different strokes for different folks. Now, earlier this week, you would have seen this pen, because in 1961, Geha introduced cartridges in response to the Pelikano. But by 1990, Pelikan took over the plant, and Geha actually became a trademark of Pelikan, which you'll see on their website, which is links numbers 6 and 7. So what I want to do is write with this pen. Now, I had an ink picked out, but I was noticing how squeaky that piston was, so I'm going to switch inks. So supposedly, Monteverde inks are lubricated? I don't know. We'll find out. So this is Canyon Rust. What I really should do is figure out how to take the pen apart and put some silicone grease in it, but we'll save that for another day, because doggone it, I've got a review to film. And normally I don't fill pens as part of a review. Usually that's a first impressions thing, but you know what? We're doing it today. Mainly because I wanted you to see how that switch worked. Ooh, lots of bubbles. My bubbles! And I feel like that was from a movie. But the context has completely escaped me, so I don't remember what movie that was. Alrighty, so I have an inked up Geha Boy. Boy oh boy! Ha 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 ha. So, I think you can already see, for a steel nib student pen, this is a darn nice writer. My ink is Monteverde Canyon Rust. And wow, what a flexible steel nib. And it just goes to show that steel doesn't mean not flexible. I think I used a double negative there. Anyway, steel nibs can be flexible. However I'm supposed to say that. And speaking of flex, we'll do my little flex show. So definitely a flexible nib. Wetness and flow, I think you can tell that it's a wet pen. Actually, the ink I was originally going to put in it was Parker Quink Green, which is a discontinued Parker color. Who knows, maybe someday they'll bring it back. But anyway, when I heard the squeaking of the piston, I just thought, no, let's go with this. Smear test. That, of course, is always a test of the ink as well as the pen. So that's not a whole lot of pressure. There's more pressure. This is a wet pen. Again, interesting for a student pen. And then, of course, I always like to do reverse writing for those who are into that kind of thing. You know, sometimes I find flex pens don't like it. This one, it's scratchy and probably ultra extra fine, but I think it did pretty well. It felt okay. Now I'm going to do a longer form quote. Writing sample, sorry. I'm doing this kind of late at night. Later than I usually like to do a video. Okay, I had a momentary quaver of fear there because there was a French author who just recently got himself into a bit of trouble over remarks about underage lovers. And I just suddenly had this horrible fear, oh God, I hope it wasn't Gaston Bachelard. But this guy died safely back in the 1960s, so he is not that man. So thank goodness for that. I don't need that kind of scandal. Alrighty. While we're here, we're going to do the world-famous Peer Gustafson test. I think it passed that with flying colors. And one more test I always like to do. Fits right in. It's not how I usually carry this pen when I'm using it, but yeah. So what do I think? I think you can tell. I am impressed. I have enjoyed this pen every time I've inked it up. It's just a fun pen to write with. That green finial is just a little bit, just enough whimsical to make it more fun than your typical standard black German slim pen that I like so well. I will be interested here because as I film this, Monday's first impression has not actually been filmed yet except for the first part, because I filmed this waiting for the ink to saturate the feed, but I know that this is the more fun of the two pens. This is fun. And yeah, you can expect to see this one in pens in use again and again and again. Keeper for sure. And the price wasn't too bad. So yeah, I would caution you about vintage cartridge pens from Geha because they're not a standard size. But yeah, if you can get a piston filler like this, that was fun. So I want to thank you for watching. And if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, especially if you're one of my German viewers, do you have memories of Geha pens at school? I read one article, which I think is linked down below, where they talked about how students would compare each other. I guess the type of pen you wrote with was almost like a status thing. Kind of like, oh, I wear Nike sneakers. Oh, I wear Adidas. So, same kind of thing back in the day. So let us know down in the comments. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.